just said, there's a thin line where looting suddenly becomes okay. I mean, looting bodies is a bad thing, but if you're a hero in a story, it's fine. We have a goblin here who was apparently killed by the rats that I just killed in one hit, so... And he still bleeds, even though he's been dead for a while. And he was carrying the key to this door. Now to practice casting spells. I hate to break it to you, but I did that one already. I'm not very good at aiming spells, apparently. But I got the job done, so... I mean, I'm even taking rat meat off the rat corpses. You'll take meat off practically anything. I can't carry heavy armor because I'm obviously not going to be going for a very strong character, because carrying all of those spell ingredients apparently isn't that heavy. So let's just go down here and kill the rats that are running at me. And look, a zombie. Yeah, so this isn't that interesting to begin with. It's been mostly because it's a tutorial. There are some quite interesting bits coming up later in the tutorial. I promise. It might also be a little bit dark for you. I suppose I could use... I'll carry around a torch just so you can all see what's going on. I'm not planning on using a weapon at all, so I shouldn't need to worry about that. And lots more searching of containers and stripping rats of their meat. Now is probably a good time to explain what I call the Taskmaster system. In this game, the way that you level up is by doing stuff. It's my favourite way of a game doing levels. It really is. That if you happen to use a lot of magic, like I am, your ability to use magic gets better. If you happen to hit things with sticks a lot, your ability to hit things with sticks gets better. Yeah, there's a reason why I don't use magic very often. Okay. I always like it because it creates a character that's sort of customized to you without you trying to power level the thing to make it unkillable. You end up with a character that is exactly what your character should be good at. Yeah. I mean, this is only an average lock. Seeing as I'm using magic anyway, I will probably go for... come on. You know what, I'm just going to hit auto attempt. That took a lot more lockpicks than I thought it would. I happen to know that there are magic spells that open locks for you. I will probably buy them all. Not because I can't do the lock picking. It's sort of the kind of thing that you kind of get the hang of, but I lost the hang of it. It's not something I particularly enjoy. So I'd much rather just use the magic to open the locks if I have the option. The lockpicking game is fun the first 10 times that you do it. And I just remembered that the E button is the jump button, not spacebar like in every other game ever made. I can actually hit these things provided that I let them stand there and gnaw on my flesh whilst I try and hit them first. I'm not that bad at aiming. Okay, let's... It looks really nice. I think this game really does. I'm quite impressed that even though the game is 4 or 5 years old, probably, it still holds up really well. I'm exaggerating, maybe it's only 3 years old. But still, a lot's happened in that time in terms of graphics. It's no Killzone 2, but please do not take that to mean that I think Killzone 2 is the best game ever made. It's just it was the first game that I thought of because it's right here on my shelf. I actually, yay, booze! I'm just, you must understand that drinking is not a thing that I support. You know, drinking should be done in moderation, but I'm going to drink. I think that would make this whole ordeal a lot more enjoyable if I had a few drinks first. And it's not like I particularly need my skills to be very high to kill these rats. You can also harvest things by just trying to grab things off the mushrooms and things. There is a wonderful mod that I recommend to everybody. I'm not using it now because I'm trying to use as few mods as possible to try and give you the best view of the actual game. But there is a wonderful mod that makes it so that when you've searched something, the top of it goes, so you can tell which. I don't know whether I searched that or not, but with this mod, I'd be able to tell just by looking at it whether or not it was something that I'd already searched. Let's try this healing magic thingy that I'd got. Wonderful, I'm fully healed thanks to my magic. Sorry again, I have a little bit of a cold. I am going to be doing a lot of harvesting. I happen to think that alchemy is... it's a great part of this game. It could be done better, but I like the way that it's implemented. Anyway, I like running around and harvesting stuff and making potions. If you want to do alchemy and take it really quite crazily, I recommend The Witcher, I recommend a game called The Witcher, which pushes alchemy to the kind of thing where you should actually probably be studying with real books to understand it. If it looks like I'm only taking certain things, I'm looking for things that have something in this gold column. That means that it's actually going to be worth something if I try and sell it later. The goblin hasn't seen me, I should sneak up on him. What a wonderful idea. Sneaking. Why didn't I try that? I know, it's because the guy goes down into fireballs. This is the tutorial magic attack. I know that later on I'll be getting, I don't know, epic meteorites or something like that. For now, this is just a tiny flare. I kind of like the idea that my magic skill at this point is basically a flare. I'm supposed to be shooting it in the air to attract people's attention, but I'm using it to hurt things. Let's grab these. Exit. Mortar vessel. So now I can start making things, and I can show you how it works. Basically you need to add ingredients, and you'll see I can't really point to it because the second I go over it, it disappears, but they have every type of ingredient has its own effects. My favourite one is the damage health, because you can shoot that at... You can put damage health on an arrow, shoot the arrow at an enemy, and then just run away whilst they slowly die. But you need at least two things, so I will use the stinkhorn cap and the wisp stalk caps, and I can make a poison arrow or a poison. At the same time I can make health potions. No, I can't make health potions. Ignore that. I can basically only make fatigue potions. Later on in the game you get every ingredient has 4 features, but you can only actually you can only actually get all of the features of the ingredients if you can only get all of the features of the ingredients after you've leveled up your alchemy skill. Before that, you're pretty much limited to the fact that food restores fatigue, and things like rat meat, they damage fatigue. And seeing as if you're not a warrior, fatigue isn't really that big a deal, you probably won't be making many potions willingly at the start. You'll see why I use the word willingly later. There is a reason. It's still worth always looting the ingredients because, hey, they're worth money. There are random gold coins scattered around like this that, you know, it's 1 gold coin, it's not worth that much, but hey, if it's free, take it. We all know that you can push these logs and kill all of the goblins down there in 1 hit. Personally, I don't normally do that because they're easy to kill and they're free experience. But hey, I'm trying to show off the game, so that's something you could do. Just picked up a bow by accident. Never mind, I'm not weighed down with stuff yet. And pretty much this is all that I'm doing to start with. I'm afraid I am whizzing through this kind of quickly, but in all honesty, if you were playing the game, so would you. It is a tutorial, and this part is really just supposed to get you used to things, which I am actually already used to. Oh, I forgot that guy was there. Move out the way, would you? This is the problem with not sneaking around everywhere like usual. I get all surprised by enemies. Where the hell did you come from? Okay, and apparently all he was carrying was rat meat, which makes me wonder what that little line cloth's made of, but I try not to ask these questions, each can go to their own. And I'm actually going to save the game now. The reason is that this is technically a boss battle, but also because the game has crashed a few times already, and I don't want to have to restart this Let's Play for the 1700th time. And the guy is throwing magic balls at me, so I consider it perfectly reasonable that I throw some back at him. There is actually a little lever here you can pull that lets the rats out their cages so that they go and kill one of the goblins, but I already killed that goblin, so... I mean, the game has all these wonderful ways of killing things without actually having to face them, which is great, except for the fact that you don't get any experience for it. So you're actually better off attacking them, because at least then you get the experience for attacking them. Especially in this early levels where the enemy isn't really that difficult to kill. This is your reward chest. It's full of wonderful rewards. The weapon I'm using, by the way, I just found on that goblin. It's